Combat Patrol, Issue 4. Our first paint issue. Hello and welcome to The Lucky Roll, an eclectic channel for eclectic games, and today we're going to be looking at Issue 4 of Combat Patrol from Hachette Collection. Now Issue 4 comes with 3 paints and a paintbrush, so the paintbrush issues and the paint issues are not always the most popular, but nevertheless there is sometimes some good things in them. Now obviously, as this is the start of the fixation on paint, the most of the issue is going to be about painting. A kind of a nice gentle introduction, how to do it, what you need, what sort of extra accessories you might want to use, especially if you kind of subscribe to the full thing. Very much baby steps, which most people would kind of not need, but if you are picking up these issues for the first time, or this is your introduction to it, it does go into something called undercoating and basing, which is what 2 of these paints are very much used for, and I'll talk about that in a moment. There is a faction called the Silver Templars, which I think are attached to Hachette, so it's a nice little story there, just kind of what's involved with them. And you can see some of the Space Marine characters here, so such as the Space Marine Chaplain on a bike, the Librarian, and the Captain in Terminator armor. You have here some of the Tyranid characters, again giving you a bit of a breakdown on what they are, what they do. And you have here what is called a play guide. So basically, as you get more minis, you'll get the chance to kind of square them off with each other in different kind of scenarios set up by the Hachette collection. And this one is called Desperate Measures. Again, it uses the old base mat that you got in the first issue, with 3 of the Von Ryan Leapers, or sorry, with 1 of the Von Ryan Leapers and 3 of the Infernus Marines, which you got in the most recent issues. It gives you an idea of the battle, what's done. There's also here a kind of a little bit of introduction to the basics on data sheets and the attack sequence. So again, it's teaching you how to play the game, how to go through different data sheets and the different attack sequence when you do play other games of 40k, and a lot of little wound markers here as well as part of the actual collection. So a fairly straightforward issue, setting up the foundation and the fundamentals. The 3 paints that come with it are quite good. So this is Wraithbone. So these are what's called base paints. They kind of have a higher pigmentation and they go on the models a little bit easier. So Wraithbone is what you would normally cover the Tyranids with. McCragg Blue is what you would normally cover the Ultramarines with. So if you're collecting these issues and you haven't decided on Ultramarines, don't necessarily paint them with this just yet. And you also have the Baraknar Burgundy, which is an interesting paint because I use this in the next issue to kind of give a Tyranid that's been burnt a kind of a crispy kind of look. And of course you get your very first starter brush from Citadel. So again, nothing wrong with having a nice starter brush. There's plenty of bad brushes out in the market, but there's also plenty of cheap brushes out in the market that are cheaper than Citadel, but nearly as good. But nevertheless, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this brush, and it is perfect for your collection so far. So that was issue 4 of Combat Patrol. Join us next time for issue 5, and until then, this is Sean signing off.